Hello, and welcome to Loose Butthole Reviews. Today we are reviewing Cowboy Bebop episodes 20 and 21. And
Hello.
I have to tell you something, Spooge.
Yes,
You were right.
I was right.
You were right. Episode 20 is the best episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, perfect 5 out of 5. Uh it's episode 5 is second best for sure.
Mm.
This
Oh,
one,
damn.
episode 20, it just the villain. I have one nitpick. I have one
Mm.
nitpick on the villain of the episode, but other than
Yeah.
that, it is flawless. Just the way Spike stumbles onto the situation, just how it
It.
escalates.
This is one that it can also just stand alone.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a standalone. Definitely a standalone.
Like you don't need any really any context, you know.
Because it explains what it gives you the context that you need within the episode.
Mm. Yes. Oh man, I love that montage. Like the music in that too. It's so
Yes,
fucky.
that it's such a trippy montage that I really enjoyed it. It's just it's so good, especially the opening. It's so calm. It's so mundane. And it just and
I
then it
mean,
just pops
this is
off.
probably this is also this is the horror episode, I think, like the general like the actual like horror episode.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. This is definitely a horror episode. Episode 20. It just I can't
Just
believe how
how he
good it
moves.
is.
So I guess
Just
we'll clarify the villain of this introduces Mad Perot.
Mad Perot, yes, Mad. Which I wish he was coming back. I wish there was more of him because you just don't get enough in this episode.
Yeah.
You just
We
don't get
get a
enough.
decent long fight scene though of just him fucking around.
Yeah, you
Which
do.
I do have to explain that I watched this like right as like I don't know, it's right when they went to the amusement park when it turns on. It was like it was 11:59 going to 12 a.m. on New Year's night. So like all the fireworks were going along with like the actual fireworks and like the gunshots and stuff. So it was like that's probably the
Yes.
best experience I had watching it.
To be honest, we'll have to do that again.
That could be the New Year's episode.
Yes, the
It
episode
has
we
a
watch every New Year's.
mm, but he's got I don't know if it's intentional, but it could be since the Batman the Animated Series was before this. It has that vibe.
Yes,
Sort
it gave me Batman. Yes, he was like the Penguin, the Riddler, and the Joker all combined.
mm. Oh
Uh,
man, and I love there's also the did you I mean there's another kind of subtle theme here of like another there's an important thing that will come later of Spike being compared to a cat.
yeah, yeah. I kind of was getting that. I was kind of getting that.
Mm.
But
Because of how Mad Perot sadly dies, which is a very I think a powerfully like uncomfortable scene too.
yes, him just getting stomped by while he's just breaking down. Which that's my nitpick. They said that he was like constantly regressing to the point where he was just a child.
Hmm.
It didn't seem like that at all. It just seemed
I
like he
I
was insane. It didn't seem like he was a
I kind
child,
of got it. I mean, I mean, he was
but I
trained in
understand
like
it.
how he plays is like he's like a super soldier thing. But yeah, he was. I mean, like him like kicking and stuff, like just shooting wildly at Spike, just having fun. Like the whole thing was like a game to him. That's why he
Yeah,
invited Spike to that in the.
I can see where I can see some of it. It just it didn't matter per se.
Hmm.
That's what I should say. That little tidbit of information didn't matter. They didn't have to do
Because
that.
and
They
also
could have
kind
just
of
made him
played it
insane.
kind of played that. Mm. But it also kind of made the. I mean, because I loved how he died too. Just like because it's obviously he was like super overpowered, and I mean he doesn't handle pain well. It's that's probably like from the PTSD of all the experiments too.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and
and
he's
it's probably
also
been
a
a
kid.
long time since he ever got hit,
Yeah,
so he wasn't. He broke down like a little
no,
kid, like you when
my
you played
gripes, my
Sherlock.
nitpicks doesn't come with the general death scene and all that. That was great. I was just
Mm,
saying the tidbit information that he had a child's mind, that he was regressing from an adult his whole life because of experiments and shit. That didn't need he. They could have just said he was experimented on so much that he went insane. I didn't
mm,
need that he had the mind of a child because it just he seemed insane. He didn't seem like a child.
mm,
That's all I was getting at. I didn't need that little bit of, but other than that, that's just a very small nitpick when it comes to this episode. That's if you
mm,
like it. That's me looking for something to be negative about, because other than that, it is perfect. Like the soundtrack flawless, the animation is flawless, the story is
mm.
flawless, the characters, of course, since it's Cowboy Bebop, it's flawless. It is a flawless episode. So, but I
And another positive thing that Faye does too, she comes to Spike's rescue again. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
sort of.
she did come to the rescue. So that it did let you know Faye did care a little bit more than usual.
Hmm. And there was a callback to it actually does has a callback to that from episode 5 too. I,
Yeah, so that was episode 20, but we have to get into episode 21, which I can't
episode 21
remember too tough, to be
was this
honest.
this wasn't Mushroom Samba, was it?
No,
No, we
Mushroom
did Mushroom
Samba was
Samba. That
set.
was
Yeah,
back.
yeah, that was
Yeah, we did
17.
that. We did that. My brain's fucked on the order of these, especially with the more standalone
21.
episodes.
21 was, oh yeah, Boogie Woogie was another Jet episode.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, definitely. This one was definitely like a. Yeah, I give it like a 4.5 just for all the
Oh
great
yeah,
Faye and
this
Spike moments.
okay. This definitely did not need it. Yeah. My biggest gripe is gonna be the placement of this episode is just completely crippled, having to be the follow up episode of episode 20. That there is nothing. There's not a single episode that they could have followed episode 20 up with. So I was always
Yeah.
get this episode is always gonna feel off to me because
Mm,
it's just a sudden shift in tone and everything. It was
mm,
very weird, and I like that it's a Jet centered episode. We need more Jet. I definitely want more Jet, but I just hate the episodes that he's put into. He's always like having to be a fatherly figure.
mm.
Like he's never
Yeah.
just given time to shine and be himself. He's always got to be put in a fatherly role in his solo
Mm.
episodes, which is just it can
He
be
is the
grating
dad of the ship.
sometimes. Yeah, he definitely is the dad of the ship, but I just wish sometimes the dad of the ship could be given time to let loose, and he
Hmm.
definitely wasn't in this episode. He definitely was playing babysitter the whole time.
Yeah, and he definitely like kind of like he was he didn't feel exactly even though it was a Jet episode, it wasn't like a Jet centered episode.
Yeah, it was more kind of
It was
focused on more
the
world
girl, yeah.
building,
Hmm.
which we didn't need because
And feng shui, it gave us an actual like explanation deep explanation on feng shui, which we know
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that feng shui is a deep, deep part of the universe, which I'm glad that they established, but I just they should have either they should have waited and did a follow they should have did a better follow-up episode to episode 20, or they just should have did this before episode 20, and episode 20 should be episode 21. That is my biggest gripe
It,
with this series, is the episode placement can be very aggravating, because the
mm,
level of quality just is like a roller coaster. It's constantly up and down, up and down, and up and down, and that's very jarring. It's a great
it's
series.
funny.
It's not
Mm,
consistent is the problem.
I can see that definitely because I've had a different experience with consuming Cowboy Bebop anyway. Because I never, when I first watched a lot of these, it was a lot of times not in order at all, especially the first time through. It was just kind of on and off episodes. Like I told you my first episode was the Alien parody one.
Yeah, so yeah, you get to experience Cowboy Bebop differently than me.
Mm,
Experiencing Cowboy Bebop in chronological order is very aggravating. I will say
mm,
it's extremely aggravating, because well, we're gonna have to get into the next review, but we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this series, and it hurts.
mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that more in the next episode. We're gonna wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
All right, so episode 21 probably will get a 3.5 for me. It is above
Which one was this?
average. Episode 21, it was the feng shui.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're
Yeah,
still
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Feng shui. It would be a
I'd
3.5 for me.
say honestly, yeah, I'd say like a four. Because
It, it's not quite a 4 for me. It's slightly below a 4 for me. Slightly. That's why it's a
mm,
3.5 for me.
I just like that. I just like I like a lot of Faye and Spike bonding.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love that. That's why it gets a 3 point. That's why it gets a bump, actually. That's why it gets the
mm,
0.5. So is because the extra Faye and Spike moments, which is amazing.
mm.
But yeah. If you've been listening to this episode, thank you. Please like or comment dislike on the video and share it around. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. And go watch some more of our content. We got Let's Plays, we got more Loose Butthole reviews, and we have Relax Talk. Thank you
Yes.
for listening. This will be a bye-bye.
Bye bye.